Hey guys, wanted to let you know, tell you about what we're working on today, last night specifically, and part of this week. These two hives here were my smaller hives down on the other side of the property with that were sitting alongside two larger hives. I got in them the other day, and I popped the top off of that one, and it appeared to have plenty of honey in the top box. So I cracked it loose. My wife picked it up, set it to the side. She didn't mention that it didn't weigh very much, and I didn't think to ask. So I immediately get down into the bottom box, and I'm fooling around with it, looking at it. I've got beautiful brood pattern. The queen's looking great. Lots of bees in there. So I just go ahead and start putting it into a full-size box. I get the bottom brood chamber into the into the full 10 frame box, and then I go to move all the honey, and I realize all the honey frames are empty. I mean, the comb is just hardly no honey in there at all. So I decided that the larger beehives must be robbing them. So I went ahead and finished up and closed that one up. I honestly wish I hadn't have put it into the larger box now, but it was done. It was a done deal. So you know, I hate that, but that's the way it worked out. But at that point, I sort of knew I needed to move both of these guys. I popped this one open, checked the honey stores in it, almost no honey. I looked in those two larger hives, and they're booming, and they got plenty of honey. So I decided that these were being robbed. So this is the first time I've moved hives the way I've done these two. Usually I'll move them a pretty far distance. I'll either take them between here and the farm, or I'll buy a hive from somebody else. You know, the rule of thumb is 3 feet or 3 miles. I've heard that, and heck, I have actually moved a hive just a few inches, you know, a couple of feet, and where the entrance was to the other hive, I'd go to the hive originally. I'd come out, and there'd be a cluster of bees that evening sitting right there on the bar, on the stand where the hive used to sit. So I don't really go for the 3 feet rule for sure, because I've seen them do that. You know, I guess it's just bees have a tiny little mind. But what we did is last night we closed these up and moved them at night. We used a red spotlight. My wife got over and she held the spotlight for me. The bees can't see red, so that they were just completely inactive. Didn't have no trouble at all. We didn't even suit up for this. We didn't put on our suits or nothing. And then I took a spray bottle and I misted them because they were hanging out on the landing. I took a spray bottle and I misted them and made them think that it was raining, and they ran inside. So that worked pretty good. The little tricks you learn along by talking to other beekeepers and watching YouTube videos is pretty cool. But doing a little misting and all, got them to run inside. Put some screen over. There's an entrance reducer on this double nuke. So the entrance on it's just about that big. So I put some screen over it, used thumbtacks to put them in, and then I used some that drywall corner material to close that one up. It's also got an entrance reducer in it. So, but the entrance on it's not but about she big, so it's closed up. So I'm gonna open them up here in a minute. I've seen this on several YouTube videos, and I've heard fellow beekeepers talk about this. You prop up all these branches in front of the hive, and it will immediately make the bees come out, be disoriented, and they will do an orientation flight and figure out where their home is. Now, when I do open these up, some of them are going to come out just with their little stripes all in a knot. They're going to be some kind of mad. And they're going to be looking for anything they can to sting. So I'm definitely going to suit up before I crack these open. But I was going to let y'all see that. We'll see how it works. Hopefully they'll come out and they'll just sort of do little small circles right in front of the entrance to the hive for a few minutes before they fly off and start foraging. Get an idea of where they are. Let's see. We closed them up about 6:30, 7 o'clock last night. And it's a little bit after 2 o'clock now, I'd say. Right at 2 o'clock. So they've had a good bit of time to sort of watch the sun go across the sky from their little screened in. Oh, they're going to be mad. But let me go get suited up, and we'll crack these guys open and see how they act. All right. Well, let's hope this don't turn into a catastrophe. It appears to be working. And oddly enough, they're not near as aggressive as I thought they'd be. Notice how they're all hanging around right there at the entrance, making little circles, trying to get reorientated as to where they are. That's also the reason I put a colored stripe across the top of the hives, kind of like a little address for them. But this appears to be doing exactly what they're supposed to do. It's actually one of the calmest openings of a relocated hive I've ever done. I'll be honest with you guys, I could stand right here and watch this all day. That's this is really enjoyable to me. But I've got work to do, so let's call this one done and head to the house. See y'all on the next pretty day.